Good evening to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Let us start the session with the question, what is this editorial about? When you ask the question, what is this about? The editorial is about or the editorial discusses the conferment of the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor, on 50 individuals since 1954, with a focus on the recent recipients L.K. Advani and the late Karpuri Thakur. The author emphasizes the role of the Bharat Ratna in shaping national heroes and promoting a collective consciousness. There are two dimensions over here. One is shaping national heroes, the other one, promoting a collective consciousness. Both the dimensions are very important. Both the dimensions are very important. When you read the editorial, you understand. Let us go to the question, what is the tone of the editorial? The tone of the editorial is analytical and informative. It analyzes and it gives information about the award. The writer provides a detailed discussion of the Bharat Ratna, its recent recipients, and the political significance or political importance. The language used is objective. I have told many a time, I don't mind repeating, there's an important word over here. You have to know two terms from higher level of comprehension point of view. First one is, that's right, Anusha. Emphasize, underscore, underline, stress. First one is a subjective. When we express opinions or we take a particular stand, we use terms like subjective opinion, objective opinion. I'll write the word as well, opinion. What is the meaning of those who have been attending regularly? They can answer. Subjective opinion means a personal opinion. Personal opinion. What is the other term here? Objective. They have many meanings, but in this context, you have to focus on the specific meaning. Objective opinion. Objective opinion means what? Based on facts, facts and figures. Based on facts and figures, objective. I think I'm blocking the view. I'll write here subjective means what? Personal. Objective means what? Based on facts. Generally, I ask students, good evening. Oh, Thapa, how come you're here? And I see Pooja Kamble also, my student, CC. I think the same girl. Please respond. Subjective, objective, based on facts. What is the difference between a discussion and an argument? If you take a discussion, it is based on, it is purely objective in nature. But if you take an argument is subjective. That's why we say a wise, oh, so many words. Who is this? Divya, Anusha, they have written so many words. Please have a look. Discussion is objective in nature, argument is subjective in nature. That is the reason why we say never argue, always try to discuss. There's a saying in English, if you take a wise man never argues, a wise man always discusses. And there's a saying in English, what is it? When a wise man argues with a fool, you cannot tell who is who. Imagine a wise man argues with a fool. You cannot tell who is who. He also becomes a fool. The point over here, never try to argue, always try to discuss. Oh, glad, wonderful. How come you are here? Glad to know that you got the job. Wonderful. Good. But my question, how come you are here today? The tone of the editorial is analytical and informative. The writer provides a detailed discussion of the Bharat Ratna, its recent recipients, the one who gets the award recipient, and the political significance, importance. The language used is objective. These two words are very important. Sometimes in the passage, they may ask a question. The stand taken by the writer is subjective or objective. That means what? The stand taken by the writer is based on personal opinion or based on facts and figures. If it is personal, you have to say it is subjective. If it is based on facts and figures, you have to say it is objective. Two words are very important. Now let us go to the editorial. How does it start? Honor and exception on the Bharat Ratna and its recipients. Here you have to focus on the definite article the. Before awards, the, the definite article the Bharat Ratna and its recipients. But there's one important word here, honor. First, I'll tell the meaning, part of speech noun. What does it mean? Great respect for someone, or the feeling of pride and pleasure resulting when respect is shown to you. Someone gives you a lot of respect, someone shows a lot of respect, then you say it is an honor. It is an honor. And why is this important from the exam point of view? In English, broadly, we have two types of articles: indefinite articles, two in number. What are those two? A and an. And the definite article, the. When it comes to a and, what is the difference? If you go to school definition, usually they say if the word begins with a consonantal letter, you have to use a. If the word begins with a vowel letter, you have to use an. But that is incomplete. Incomplete. What is a complete concept or definition? If the word begins with a consonantal letter or consonantal sound, you have to use a. If the word begins with, there are two dimensions when it comes to an. If it begins with a vowel letter or vowel sound, one thing you have to use an. And also if there is a silent, if it begins with a silent H or mute H, you have to use an. Here we don't say honor. H is silent, we say honor. Based on that, here we have to say an honor. That is important. In the past, based on this rule, and many of you may know, they would ask they would give the questions, but everyone knows that nowadays they are asking, there's an important one. What is it? An honest man. Why is this important? It goes with common errors. A lot of people pronounce honest. No, H is silent. Honest. Because H is silent, we cannot say he is a honest man. Wrong. He is an honest man. He is an honest person. You should also recollect other words like here they have used an honor and an honorary post. And also another important word, silent H, H-E-I-R. Here, even here, H is. How come your preparation is on? Oh, wonderful. Good. Keep it up. And this is also nowadays they are asking. And when it comes to an before a vowel letter or vowel sound, we have important examples like already who is this Naidu has written X-ray. You have to recollect examples like MP, MLA, and SP, also FIR and X-ray. All these words begin with a consonantal letter, but they have a vowel sound. Based on that, we have to say an MP, an MLA, an SP, an FIR, and an X-ray. That is, I think, enough for today. Let us go to the editorial. Honor and exception on the Bharat Ratna and its recipients. But what is the main idea of this editorial? The choice of past leaders for Bharat Ratnas is in tune with an important expression, in tune with. When it comes to words that begin with a consonantal letter, but yes, you can recollect all those, I appreciate, but we'll go off their track. Past leaders for Bharat Ratnas is in tune with, matching with, in tune with, following or match something. Politics of the present. The choice of past leaders, you giving the award to the past leaders, is in tune with, in line with, matching with politics of the present. And this has been going on for some time. The editorial says the Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian honor of the country, the highest superlative form, has been conferred on 50 people since 1954. Here, if I will focus on three things. One is a comprehension, second, grammar, third, vocabulary. Let us look at the word confer. Confer, part of speech verb, it's a regular verb. To grant or bestow an honor, gift, etc. In this context, what? Award, the Bharat Ratna. Good, I appreciate that. Has been conferred. Now we'll touch the grammar dimension. Answer my question, which tense is this? Has been conferred. The Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian honor of the country, has been conferred on 50 people since 1954. Has been conferred. Which tense is that? Bestow, Naidu, very good. That's the right word. Award, honor, grant, gift. It is. No one has responded. How come? Present perfect tense. But present perfect active voice or passive voice? I told you yesterday also, whenever you come across a sentence in active voice, try to think of it in passive voice. Whenever you come across in passive voice, think of active voice. Same thing goes with direct and indirect. Imagine the subject is they. They have conferred the award, active voice. The award has been conferred, passive voice. That clarity is very important, has been conferred on 50 people since. Again, you have to recollect grammar point of view, two prepositions. What are the two prepositions? Since, for. Since goes with what? Specific time. Specific time. Since first letter S, specific time S, specific, S is the first letter, form a pair. They two go with each other. And fur goes with time period. A lot of people they are not quite sure about the subtle difference between since and fur. Keeping that in mind, in so many competitive exams, they've given questions related to use of since and fur. Since 1954, specific. For 10 years, for 2 weeks, for 2 months, time period. And you have to recollect something else. If you take these words, they can be prepositions, they can be conjunctions. Conjunctions very important. To express a reason, in English we have four conjunctions. What are those? One is because, the other one since, these two one pair, and for as. What is the difference between the first pair and the second pair? Because and since used for a strong reason. Used for what? Strong reason. And for as used for a weak reason. In SBI, they gave a question like he could not attend the session, he could not attend the meeting as his mother was serious. Answer my question, is that right or wrong? He could not attend the meeting because as his mother was serious. Not correct. What is the reason? Mother serious and a strong reason. Then we have to use either because or since. We cannot use as. He could not attend the meeting because his mother was serious. The sentence talks about generally what happens when you want to. Let me see what is the next slide. Okay. I will just tell you something, then I'll go back to that slide. Now, it is wrong. When it comes to any editorial, when you read the first line, you read the main idea, then you have to get an idea what it is about, quick glance. Then you have to guess the framework. That is very important. At the outset, what is this editorial about? Not awards, award, a particular award. Which one is that? The Bharat Ratna. Now, based on this, once you know the editorial is about a particular award, then you have to think of the broad framework or the mind map. What is the award? Who gives the award? And why do they get? Why do they get? Why are they given? Based on accomplishments or based on Ah, sure. Please wait for some time. Let me complete. Why do they get? Why have they got? You can say that also. And who are the recent recipients? Based on that, they write recent recipients. And historically, so far, how many have got? Then, what are the criteria behind giving the award to a particular person? Criteria behind, obviously achievements, accomplishments, and what factors are considered while giving the award. Key factors. Key factors behind deciding a particular person and whether these are genuine, whether the selection or conferment can be justified or cannot be justified. And here you can write justification. The editorial opines there is some sort of politics related to present politics. So that is an important dimension. Justification, whether can be justified or cannot be justified. And this editorial also takes you in the same direction. What is the award? Who got recent recipients? How many have got so far? And what is the reason? What are the key factors behind giving? And any politics behind related to present politics or not? All these things. And what objective does it? What purpose does it serve? When someone gets an award at the highest award, obviously two things happen. One, he becomes a national hero. All the people, entire country admires that person. When the entire country admires a particular person based on the accomplishment or based on receiving the highest civilian honor, it results in collective consciousness. It results in collective consciousness. Two dimensions here. Let us go back to the Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian honor of the country, has been conferred on 50 people since 1954. Bharatiya Janata Party BJP leader L.K. Advani and the late socialist leader Karpuri Thakur are the newest recipients. This year, two persons have got. Who are those two persons? One, the BJP leader, not an active leader. In the past, he was quite active, played a crucial role, L.K. Advani, and late socialist leader Karpuri Thakur from Bihar are the newest recipients. Easy to understand. The making of national heroes, when you give an award, the highest civilian award to a particular person, obviously overnight that person becomes a national hero. The making of national heroes is equally about the recipients as it is about its function as a stimulant of a collective consciousness. As I said, when the highest honor is given to a particular person, there are two dimensions. One dimension, you are making a hero, creating a hero. That is one dimension. The second dimension, based on that, it acts as a stimulant to bring out the collective consciousness of the country or the people of the country. Two dimensions. One is national heroes, the other one collective. It results in collective consciousness. There's one important word here, stimulant. Stimulant, part of speech, noun, and what is a verb form? Stimulate. I appreciate those guys are ready with so many synonyms. Ramesh says something else, but I see Anu, Anusha, and Divya. They have been responding actively. They are writing the synonyms. Please have a look. Very useful. And who is this? Sundari says Tripura Sundari. Stimulus or stimulant, catalyst. You should also stimulate is a verb form. Stimulant noun. And what is a synonym? Catalyst. Catalyst is an important word. It goes with chemistry and it acts as a stimulant of a collective consciousness. It is often the collective that needs heroes to hold itself together. When you want to bring the entire country onto a single platform together, and that is what we call collective consciousness, we need heroes. And it is often the collective consciousness that need heroes to hold itself together. How can we hold the collective consciousness together? We need heroes. When we have heroes, obviously, we all go onto a single platform and we have that collective consciousness. By placing leaders on a higher pedestal, pedestal, part of speech, noun, base or foundation, pedestal, an important word. Here you can recollect related words like when it comes to public speaking, you can think of the word rostrum and also podium. Not exactly the same words, related words I'm giving. Rostrum, podium, the base, the foundation. Here, foundation, you can say. By placing leaders on a higher pedestal, higher level, the group looks for to reinforce. Reinforce, we have got many a time. Part of speech verb. What does it mean? Strengthen or support. Reinforce ideals. Ideals means values. represented by them. These leaders represent certain values. When we place them on a higher pedestal and we give the highest award, obviously, what are we trying to do? We are trying to reinforce the values represented by those people, by those recipients. Now he talks about generally one person gets the award, the editorial writes about that person. Two persons, then it has to touch both the persons, how, on what basis they have been given, what are their accomplishments. It starts with Mr. Advani. Mr. Advani has been a defining figure of modern Indian history. He took Rath Yatra that changed the course of action when it comes to Indian politics. And based on that, there's an important expression. What is it? A defining figure has been. Answer my question. Which tense is this? He has been. Generally, students think being means a passive voice. Need not be. He has been a student. She has been a professor. Mr. Advani has been a defining figure. Here it is in present perfect tense, but not passive voice. It is in active voice. Mr. Advani has been a defining figure of modern Indian history. As he reminisced, an important word, means what? To talk or think about things that happened in the past. You can also think of the word to recollect the past. Reminisced, he joined the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh or RSS at the age of 14. That is pretty young. He joined at the age of 14 and he has been an active for he had been active for many years, for many decades rather. All these sentences about Mr. Advani, his role in the advancement of the Hindutva ideology. Ideology, we have got many a time. What does it mean? Belief. Belief in a particular concept, philosophy, religion. We use the word ideology. Hindutva ideology. His role in the advancement of the Hindutva ideology has been the biggest by any single leader before Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It all started with Mr. Advani, especially his Rath Yatra, advancement of the concept, the ideology of Hindutva. And there are two important figures when it comes to promoting or advancing Hindutva ideology. The pioneer, Mr. Advani, and the modern times, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This sentence talks about his contribution, his accomplishment. His role in the advancement of the Hindutva ideology has been the biggest by any single leader before the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He has been a mentor. Again, he has been present perfect, active voice or passive voice? Active voice. He has been a mentor. What is the meaning of the word mentor? Part of speech noun. A person who gives a younger or less experienced person help and advice over a period of time. Someone guides you, then you say, he is my guide, he is my mentor, he is my coach. Ah, very good. I appreciate that. He has been a mentor to Mr. Modi with his campaign for a temple in Ayodhya definitively changing the course of Indian politics. As I said, Mr. Advani played a vital role, crucial role in changing course of Indian politics by doing what? He started the campaign. Campaign for what again? For a temple in Ayodhya. And that campaign, that Rath Yatra, changed the course of Indian politics, definitively changing the course of Indian politics. At this stage, I would like to tell something. A lot of students, when I do the editorial, do remember I don't do the editorial from the subjective angle. Nothing is personal over here. I do the analysis purely from objective analysis. Means what? Based on the facts and figures presented by the editorial. Whatever the editorial says, I try to interpret, I try to explain, I try to make it easy for you. Don't think that these are my personal opinions. I would like to reiterate it is not subject to analysis, it is purely objective analysis. Because sometimes students say, Master talks against the government, says something against the government. against the BJP. I have nothing to do with the government. I have nothing to do with the BJP party. I'm completely neutral. But whatever I say here, based on the editorial, I try to interpret, I try to analyze. So don't become emotional, don't get carried away, don't do that. Look at the language, and all these sessions are purely to improve your proficiency in English. Look at the language aspect, and it is based on the editorial. Do remember, nothing more, nothing less. The campaign pushed the limits of constitutional order. Means what? The limits of constitutional order, that is a legal aspect or legality. Constitution, the judiciary, and the litigation, there are certain limits. But the campaign pushed the limits of constitutional order, and because of that, what happened? Based on the claim that matters of faith cannot be subject to litigation. Limits of constitutional order. What are the limits? Based on the claim that matters of faith cannot be subject to litigation. There is an opinion. What is that? There was rather. What was that? When it comes to matters of faith, they cannot be subject to litigation. Means they cannot be taken to court. Matters of faith, I will try to change the phrase. Matters of religion cannot be subject to litigation, cannot be taken to litigation, cannot be taken to law, cannot be taken legal action. That's what it means. But that particular limit has been pushed because of the campaign, because of the Rath Yatra. The editorial, to justify this statement, the next sentence tries to justify. As it happens with an extraordinary assertion of popular sovereignty, the Ram Janmabhoomi movement changed the country at several levels. The Supreme Court of India by 2019 unanimously ruled in favor of the temple that was inaugurated by Mr. Modi on January 22nd. What is the impact of that campaign? What is the impact of the Rath Yatra? It pushed the limits of the constitutional order and the concept that we cannot subject matters of religion to litigation. That has been changed. As it happens with an extraordinary assertion, I always tell youngsters, you have to be assertive at the workplace. Assertive means what? Be firm. Imagine the manager, your boss tells you to do something that is not legally acceptable, and you have to be assertive and say, I will not do that. That means you are assertive. And assertion, a statement that you strongly believe is true. Extraordinary assertion of popular sovereignty means entire country, many people. But sovereignty is a political term. It goes with polity. What does it mean? Supreme power or authority. Popular authority, popular power, the will of the public, the the concept that goes with, or the feelings that go with the public. Based on that, what happened? The Ram Janmabhoomi movement changed the country at several levels. The Supreme Court, impact of that, result of that, the Supreme Court of India by 2019 unanimously ruled in favor of the temple. Again, based on that, that was inaugurated by Mr. Modi on January 22nd. A lengthy sentence, you got to read once or twice to understand. Thakur, now it talks about the other recipient. One is Mr. Advani. All the sentences go with Mr. Advani. Now the second recipient, Karpuri Thakur. A few sentences about the other recipient, Karpuri Thakur. Thakur was a central figure, important figure, crucial figure in the social justice politics, an important expression. Social justice politics, a euphemism, very important for two reasons. Euphemism, what is the meaning? Part of speech, noun. The use of a word or phrase to avoid saying another word or phrase that may be unpleasant. If I say something like, he died, this sounds very harsh, but the same idea I can also convey. I can say, he has, he has passed away. He has passed away. Let's say he has died. He has passed away. He has died sounds very harsh, but he has passed away sounds better. This is known as euphemism, an important word. And the second reason why it is important, Here, the first letter is a vowel letter, but we have used a. What is the reason behind? Though it begins with a vowel letter, it has a consonantal sound. If you take Y-O-U, how do you pronounce that? U. Ya sound is a consonantal sound. Based on that, here we cannot say an. That is wrong. We have to say a euphemism. A typical example they have given many a time in different competitive exams. European city. What is the first letter? E. But how do you pronounce this? U. Ya sound. A consonantal sound. Based on that, it is not an European city. We have to say a European city. A European city. That's right. Thakur was a central figure in the social justice politics, a euphemism for the demand for better representation of intermediate caste. What is the social justice politics? It is nothing but better representation of intermediate caste, especially he belonged to Bihar and the larger Hindi belt, the northern belt, who challenged the Congress's hegemony. Here you can say hegemony. Hegemony is a British pronunciation. Hegemony is American pronunciation. Part of speech noun, what does it mean? Leadership or dominance, especially by one state or social group or others. In this context, the dominance of Congress party was challenged. It goes with the party. He served two terms as the chief minister of Bihar in the 1970s. Social justice politics went through phases of self-discovery. That means many communities they must have discovered themselves and scattered into numerous parties over the years. He is the one who initiated, and it went through different phases. That is one thing, and phases of this self-discovery. Besides, and scattered means separate and move off quickly in different directions. Or you throw something in different directions, scatter. We people, a group, they go in different, it goes in different directions, scattered. People got scattered into numerous parties over the years. Many parties have emerged on this based on social justice politics or better representation of intermediate castes. One strand means one party, one group is closely aligned with the BJP. Align, give support to a person, organization, or cause. There are social justice groups that are still opposed to it, means opposed to BJP, but the BJP owe a verb. What does it mean? To be under obligation to pay or repay in return for something received. Someone gives you money, then what do you say? Let's say someone gave you 1,000 rupees. I owe him 1,000 rupees. That means there's an obligation to return that amount. But the BJP owes its current strength considerably to intermediate castes. Some parties oppose, some parties support, but one particular party is closely aligned with the BJP. That ongoing process is being reinforced by honoring Thakur. This talks about the reasons behind, key factors behind the ongoing process. The party at the center, the current regime or the incumbent government, usually historically the editorial opines, chooses a particular group or a particular community or a person who represents a particular intermediate caste and confers the award. What is the objective behind? With the hope, in the hope that the followers of that particular leader or community, for people of that community, will support the party. That is the idea behind that ongoing process is being reinforced. Which tense is that? It is present continuous tense, but active voice or passive voice, it is they are reinforcing it. It is being reinforced by them or by something. In 2015, AB Vajpayee, the first prime minister from the BJP, and Madan Mohan Malaviya, the founder of the Benares Hindu University, were conferred the Bharat Ratna. Now he talks to justify that supporting a particular person representing a particular community to substantiate that statement, conferring the award on a person representing a particular community. It has been going on for quite some time, irrespective of the regime. To substantiate that statement, in 2015, Vajpayee, the first prime minister from the BJP, and Madan Mohan Malaviya, the founder of the Banaras Hindu University. Before any university, we have to use a definite article, the, were conferred the Bharat Ratna. Here it is in past tense. Active voice or passive voice? Passive voice. Continuation of that idea, in 2019, Pranab Mukherjee, Bhupendra Kumar Hazarika, and Nanaji Deshmukh were recipients. It is in past. All these selections are in tune with, this is the main idea being reiterated. All these selections are in tune with the politics of the present, the main idea, and how the history of the Bharat Ratna has always been. The history of the Bharat Ratna has always been something. What is it? Conferring the award on a particular person in anticipation of support from the followers of that person or people who belong to the community to which the person belongs. To substantiate that statement, All India Anna Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam founder M.G. Ramachandran and B.R. Ambedkar were also conferred the award in the hope that their followers would in turn back the party or alliance ruling at the center. Same thing I have been talking. There is some sort of anticipation. What is that anticipation? That the followers of those leaders or people who belong to that particular community or party will support the party at the ruling, the regime at the center. There's one important word, alliance, means what? A union or association formed for mutual benefit, especially between countries, organization, in this context, parties. So many names and also so many words are there. They deserve, they have got the Bharat Ratna, the highest honor. They deserve, we have to remember. Mr. Advani and Thakur represent the two legs of BJP politics. Two legs means two dimensions, namely Hindu consolidation or promoting the ideology of Hindutva and higher representation for intermediate caste or social justice politics in all fields. These are the two legs of BJP politics. One is promotion of Hindutva ideology. The other one, higher representation for intermediate caste. Mr. Advani got for the first one. Mr. Thakur got for the second one. That's all about the editorial. And do remember, awards, when you read an editorial, I've been telling you guys, all these editorials, they go with current affairs in some way or other, they are related to current affairs. Now, this editorial is about the highest civilian award or honor. Obviously, they may ask a question, who are the recent recipients? There's a question also, an easy one. But nowadays, the questions are not that easy. They may ask the background information. They may ask the background information. You have to take a holistic approach. Know all about the Bharat Ratna. Who are the two most recent recipients? Easy to answer. Already many students have answered. Not the first one. L.K. Advani and Karpuri Thakur. Answer is the second one. According to the article, what ideology did L.K. Advani advance that had a profound impact on Indian politics? Profound means deep. Impact means effect. Profound impact, deep effect on Indian politics. What is the answer for the second one? Social justice? Yes, I do agree. Ramesh, you're right. They ask questions on background information. See, in the past, current affairs also, they would simply ask recent recipients. Now, competition is severe. So many lakhs of people take the exam. They have to make the question tough, but it's an important topic. They have to ask questions. So they may give two or three options which are correct, and you have to choose this one, first one, and the recent one. Then you have to choose this and that. The third level, background information. You should be prepared all the three levels. Only then you can answer questions related to, and you Last year, the year before, RRB PO current affairs, the cutoff was 1 mark. Do you guys know that? Please respond. Current affairs cutoff was 1 mark. Out of how many marks? Yes, Pandu, I do remember. I will do that today. Out of 40, no one will believe. One cutoff out of 40. Say yes or no. You know that or you don't know that. Then you should wonder, how come all these candidates go to some institute? They take coach. This year also the same. Anil Kumar says. Why? What could be the reason behind? The reason behind, perhaps they spent some time on current affairs, perhaps they focused on level 1, or perhaps they focused on level 2. But imagine the questions came based on level 3. Obviously, they did not spend time and they could not answer. And do remember, nowadays, every question, every subject, not easy. What is the reason? In the past, about 5 lakh on the higher side would apply for bank exams. Now, on an average, 20 lakh apply. Obviously, the number goes up, competition becomes severe. They can't afford to give easy questions. They have, I will do that. Who is this Durga Rao? I'm really sorry. You have been asking me. Please wait 1 or 2 days. I'm going to launch for sure. Waiting for the right time. Don't give up. Wait for 1 or 2 days and I'll make you happy. I'm going to launch 2 batches, one in English, the other one in bilingual. That may be a surprise for many students, especially my students. For the first time, I'll be doing that. Wait for the details. 1 or 2 days, I'm going to disclose or reveal the details about the batches. LK Advani, what is the answer? Many students have answered social justice, no. Secularism, no. Answer is C. What does the editorial suggest about Karpuri Thakur's role in politics? Always focus on, oh, maths also cutoff was 1. Ramesh Naidu, are you sure about that? 2022 IBPS PO Quant also cutoff 1. Standards are very high. Casual preparation, not easy. You learn some grammar rules and you take a particular popular approach. You think you can get marks. Those days are gone. You have to go deep, any subject, and you have to have that competitive edge. That matters a lot. Thank you very much, Ramesh Naidu. What is the answer? Question number 3. He was a founding member of the BJP. He challenged, this does not go with Karpuri Thakur, he challenged the Congress's hegemony in social justice politics. Answer is B. He was a key figure in Communist Party, not correct. He served as a Prime Minister of India, not correct. He was a CM of Bihar, 2 terms. How does the article characterize the Bharat Ratna selections in relation to the politics of the present? Look at the key words. How does the editorial characterize the Bharat Ratna selections conferring the award in relation to the politics of the present? They are unrelated to current political scenarios. They reflect the historical legacy of the recipients. They align with the prevailing political climate. They solely focus on artistic achievements. Clearly mentioned, they align with the prevailing political climate. Selection of past leaders relates to present political climate or present politics, clearly mentioned in the editorial. Answer is C. Not an easy one. Question number 5. According to the article, what is the primary function of the Bharat Ratna in shaping national heroes? Bharat Ratna shapes national heroes, but what is the primary function? What does it result in? To promote international relations, to stimulate collective consciousness, clearly mentioned in the passage, encourage scientific research, Discourage political activism. What is the answer? B is the answer. I appreciate those who have responded. Very good. These are the words you got. After this, I'll give the tips based on your score, mock test score, how to improve, what to do, what not to do, how to fill the gaps. I will spend a few minutes. But first, to recollect the words, write the part of speech, write the meaning. Sunshine, you have to write the part of speech, write the meaning of the word. You don't have to write the complete meaning, write the key words. Happiness, pleasure, very good, Lakshman. And part of speech, it can be a noun, it can be an adjective. In the editorial, used as an adjective. Sunshine initiative. And here, when you write the part of speech meaning, do remember the context, do remember the combination. Combinations are very important. In the editorial, they have used the combination sunshine initiative. Reiterate, part of speech, verb. Reiteration, noun form. Also think of the word forms. Reiterate an idea, reiterate a policy, reiterate a stand, repeat, say again. Bear is important. It can be a noun. As a noun, it is not important from the exam point of view. It can be a verb. As a verb, it is important. It has many meanings, but you have to remember two meanings. One, to give birth, then what is the spelling? Past participle form, born. And to carry something, bear the expenses, born, to carry something. Noun as well as both noun and verb. Remainder, reminder is different, remainder is different. Part of speech, noun. The part that has been left behind after other parts have been taken away. Whatever remains when other parts are removed, that is known as a remainder. Part of speech. You can say Ganesh, wonderful. Leftover. That is also ostensibly an important word. You will get words like this one in the exam. Not easy to remember. Ostensible, adjective, ostensibly, adverb. What does it mean? This you have to answer. A word of the day. Both are different, I suppose, Pandu. Let me check, I'll get back to you. Ostensibly, part of speech, adverb, what does it mean? Apparently, seemingly, something seems to be true, need not be so. Paltry, part of speech, adjective. What does it mean? Paltry amount, meager, meager, or small. Yes, that's right. Affiliate verb, affiliated, regular verb. Higher level, lower level, you write the part of speech verb. Higher level, you write which type of verb? A regular verb. Means what? To be officially associated with someone or something, or to be within the framework of a particular organization, affiliated to the university, then it has to follow the framework that goes with the university. Granular information used in the editorial. Do remember the combinations. Information, abstract noun, granular, that means what? Adjective. Granular information. Granular means what? Granules, noun form. But here, granular, highly detailed, providing the details, the minutest details. And I also use a word to talk about minute details. What is a word I use quite often? Meticulous. When you read a sentence, you have to read meticulously. Yes. Hitherto, part of speech, adverb. What does it mean? Until now. Yes, very good. Until something happens. Wonderful. Laggard. You have to remember lag behind. lag behind, in a way related to laggard. Part of speech, adjective. They have used a laggard scheme. Scheme is a noun. You can say sluggish, slow, but lagging behind. To be behind something or someone. Galvanize, part of speech, verb. That is also a regular verb. It has many meanings. Based on the context, editorial, galvanize means shock or excite or stimulate. Better word, stimulate, motivate. Wonderful. Anu, motivate, stimulate, encourage, spur. Very good. I appreciate. Impetus, propulsion. Anisha says for what adjust, tweak, modify, adapt, refine, improve, modify. Wonderful, Anisha. Part of speech, it is also a regular verb. I want you guys to have a look at the comment box. A few students regularly, they have been contributing a lot. And when you have a look, you can learn a lot. You can learn the synonyms, grammar rules. They have all these at the fingertips. Extremely useful. What is the last one? Impede. Impede, impeded. That is also a regular verb. Impediment is a noun form. Yes, Naidu. Impediment, hinder, hamper, block, hurdle, bottleneck. All these words you have to recollect. Very good. I appreciate. Before I wind up the session, yesterday someone asked me, Sir, how to look at the scores, mock test scores, and what to do. Generally, what happens, I will talk about what you're supposed to do from prelims point of view. Same thing goes with mains point of view. Imagine English, prelims 30 marks. You have been taking mock tests. On an average, we have three groups here, candidates. The first one, lower level, they get a single digit. They usually get 3, 5, 7, 9, but single digit. Uh, Today, because I have to spend time on this one, I haven't brought. I'll bring tomorrow. Ramesh Naidu. I'm going to give important tips that will take some time. It's already 8:52, 7:52. Single digit, many candidates, and usually the cutoff is single digit. Some students get in the range of between 15 and 20, and some get 20, 25, and a few may get 25 plus. Now ask yourself, if you get 25 plus, you're ready for the exam. If you get between 20 and 25, you're ready for the exam. Generally, I tell students, any subject, irrespective of the subject, you should get out of 30 between 18 and 21. Out of 13, 30, 18 means 60%, and 21 means 70%. To get the final selection, this is what you have to get. Between 18 and 21, more than enough to get the final selection, every subject. Now imagine majority, 80% single digit, and a few between 15 and 20. Even these people have to improve substantially. Even these people have to improve considerably, not substantially, to some extent. What are they supposed to do? Every day they take the mock test, and this is a range, it does not improve. Now, what you have to do, when you get single digit or between 10 and 15, you have to worry in the sense you have to do something. You are not ready for the exam, this is not sufficient because you should get in the range of 18 and 21. Now, when you take English, we have three dimensions. What are the three dimensions? Grammar, reading comprehension skill based on contextual awareness, and vocab. Many questions are based on reading comprehension skill and vocab. I will say out of 20, 30, 25 questions, 20 to 25 based on RC and vocab, and 5 to 10 based on grammar. Across the country, many students depend on grammar. I told yesterday also. Grammar does not help in the real sense. Perhaps prelims it helps. Mains it is of no use. Mains is completely based on reading comprehension skill and vocab. Even prelims, imagine you may ask, sir, how come between 20 and 25? Any bank exam passage is a must. Without a passage, you cannot expect a bank exam paper. In the past, 10 marks, nowadays 8 marks, 10 marks for passage. Then we have questions, vocab. Usually, we also have either para jumble or cloze test based on reading comprehension skill. These two, 5. And here, passage 8 or 10. Then vocab, we have 5, sometimes 10. Major chunk is here. Imagine 8 plus 5 plus 5. What? How many marks? 18. 10 plus 5 plus 5, 20. Remaining either vocab or grammar. That means what is important here, reading comprehension skill and vocab. These two are very important. Now imagine you have been getting the single digit. You have to ask yourself, what is the reason behind, or what could be the reason? Someone gets 20 plus, but I am getting only a single digit. Why? Is it because of grammar? Is it because of reading comprehension skill? Is it because of vocabulary? Imagine it is you're not able to answer grammar based questions. Then you have to learn the concepts and you have to learn the 200 rules. My videos are there, 200 rules. All the rules should be at your fingertips. Then your score will improve. But usually that is not the problem. Many students, they don't get marks because of the passage, cloze test, para jumble, and vocab based questions. Means the major chunk, the lion's share. Imagine because of these two areas you haven't been getting, you are not able to cross a single digit, then you have to do something. Do what? You have to ask a question. These two go hand in hand. Reading comprehension skill and vocab, they are inseparable. They go hand in hand. You have to ask a question how to improve. There is only one way you can improve. All that you have to do by resorting to reading habit. Again, the question is read what? As I say, the Hindu paper. Again, the question in the Hindu paper, read what? You have to read the headlines and one editorial. If you take the editorial page, we have two short editorials and one long editorial. Don't touch the long one. One of the two short editorials you have to read. And this you have to do for 6 months to 9 months, not overnight. And you should not spend more than 60 minutes on the Hindu paper. If you attend this session, because I am doing the analysis, I am giving the meanings of the words, after the session, maximum 30 minutes. Even that is not required, 15 minutes, enough. And if you do this, you will see substantial improvement. But you don't focus on the reading habit. You don't read the Hindu paper for 6 months to 9 months. You will always be at the lower end, and initially very difficult to read the Hindu paper because it is difficult to have started these sessions. But when you, after some time, you get used to it, you will start enjoying. Then slowly you become more confident. Same context, same words, same idioms, same phrasal verbs, same combinations you get in the exam. Already you have read, the context is familiar, then you'll be able to answer effortlessly. But you got to have the patience to read regularly, religiously. Only then you can. It happens. What happens here, every editorial, you may not come across 10 to 15 words. Some editorials, only 5 important words, some 10. I do remember many a time in the past, I would bring an editorial with 20 words. 20 words. Same thing, I will tell that also. When it comes to exam topics like word forms, word usage, word swap, you can answer only if you read the Hindu paper for 6 months because you learn When you read the Hindu paper, besides improving your reading comprehension skill, besides improving your vocabulary, you learn, you get exposed to word forms, word usage, and based on that, you can answer the exam topic word swap. You will also come across synonyms, antonyms, prepositional combinations. All these you will be able to answer effortlessly. Do you understand what I say? What the moment you read, you know which word goes based on the contextual awareness. Here, what do you develop? Contextual awareness. If you take isolated approach, means every time you get a paper, that paper has, let's say, that paper has questions, 40 questions or 60 questions, multiple choice questions. Then you have the sentence, one word or a few words, word swap, word usage, word forms. It is an isolated approach. Perhaps you have to work on those questions, but initially you need the base, you need the background. Without the background, without the base, every time you work on only on the questions, it is of no use. Once you read, let's say you have read for 6 months a Hindu paper, then you take these questions related to word forms, word usage, word swap, and synonyms, antonyms, you will be able to answer effortlessly. But without the foundation, it is not possible. You need to wait, you need to spend time. This is what every time you look at the score, you ask yourself, where did I lose marks? Grammar, comprehension skill, vocab. Work on that particular area and always try to fill the gaps. Then your score will improve. But if you don't do anything, it is not going to improve. The same single digit will get repeated. That's all for today. It's already 1 past 8. Thanks for being with me till the fag end of the session. Do remember to subscribe and share. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much. And tomorrow I'll bring practice questions. See, it has taken so much time, Ramesh. See, all these topics are very easy, nothing but old wine in a new bottle. And your exposure, based on your exposure to the language, what are they trying to test? When they give questions based on exam topics like word use, word usage, word swap, word forms, they are testing your exposure to English. How do you get exposed? By reading every day. That's it. Obviously, vocab plays a crucial role, comprehension skill plays a crucial role, contextual awareness plays a crucial role. Thank you very much. What is this? Second editorial of the Hindu paper increase knowledge of our students and increase views and subscribers. Okay, you're talking about, see, we have common students. That's why in the past, my editorial session on an average, next day, 1,000 views. Now 600, 700, slowly it touches 1,000. One of the reasons we have common students. Some people shifted to another platform, and some students are still with this platform, my platform. Nothing, no problem, but I'll try to do value addition. I'm not very particular about the number of subscribers. I'm particular about enriching your knowledge. When I do that, obviously we get more views, we get more subscribers.